Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Daddy House for the DCUO commentary. I am bringing this video here today. First of all, just watch the video. I'm just making on my bitch here in this survival mode here. This is an old video, all right. But the main reason why I'm putting this video out here is because there's still a lot of people complaining and confused, mostly I believe about the reasonings behind Update 47 and the fact that you can't, once you hit CR 117. You can't go back into Tier 6 and earn marks. Firstly, I want to say this is not something that was, just, all of a sudden they just came up with and just like threw in Update 47. I mean, this has been, people have known about this. This has been, out there for a while that they were going to be doing this. So, it was posted on the forums. Me and Trex talked about it a lot on the DCUO Sourcecast. It's not something. It wasn't something new. It wasn't something that they surprised everybody with. It was on PC test for like the longest time with this update because they were trying to make sure they were getting everything right, not just with the new marks and everything, but with everything else that was in Update 47, because there was so much in Update 47 that they were testing, it was on test for a very long time. So all this wasn't new information that was coming out. So I'm really confused about why there's all this outrage about it now. So the biggest complaint that so I was in a conversation with Twitter and all that with some people, and it was just getting to be so I'm going to make a video and I can explain some of these concerns and all that everybody has. First and foremost, one of the biggest things is I can't go back into older content and earn marks. That's true. However, if you guys honestly, if you really think about it. All right, if they had kept it to where, you could still go back into Tier 6 content and earn marks, those marks would have been Triumph anyways. And you wouldn't have been able to use those marks towards the style vendors, or convert them to the new marks for the new gear anyways. This always happens with a new tier. All right, we get one DLC, or one episode, in order to earn marks towards it, towards the new gear. This always happens. And if you guys really think about it hard, okay? We have a lot more content starting with this episode for Tier 7 than we did with the first DLC or episode for Tier 6. You guys remember Amazon Fury? Amazon Fury 1, that was the first episode that we got for Tier 6. And that had an open world challenge, or open world challenges. I think there was like 3 missions you could do. You could earn 3 marks. There was no bounty. There was 2 iconic visions, legends challenges. That's a mark each. Okay, and then there was 2 duos and an alert. That was it. That was all we had. It was small daily content. That was all we had to start off on that DLC with. So, again, we have a lot more content with a lot more marks you can earn in this DLC than we did with Amazon Fury 1. So, that being said, even when that dropped, Tier 5, that transferred into Marks of Triumph. Okay, now I understand that like the biggest issue a lot of people have is they're bored because they can't earn, they can't do like the rent runs and everything like that. Okay, the rent runs. Here, think about this, folks. Now they changed the way that the mainframe is being had right now. It's okay. The utility belts are still 30 days. Okay, it costs 5 marks for each slot. Okay, that's really not that big of a deal. Honestly, you run the vault 10 times and there's your rent on your utility belt, right? For the boosts, now and this trust me, I'm on the community roundtable. I don't have to announce that, but I'm on the community roundtable, and basically, when devs come up with an idea, they ask us how we think that the community is going to react to it, and I can't really go into detail about everything that was discussed in there, but I can tell you that there was a lot was discussed, and it was basically you guys should be very happy with what we have. I'm just going to put it that way, because it was a very heated debate. Lots of discussion was had about it. So, okay, utility belt. Okay, everybody's concerned about their rent. Okay, big concern is the rent. Utility belt, 10 marks, all right, for both slots for 30 days. Not that big of a deal. I mean, you guys can go in there, you can run the vault, and that's a free mark every day. All right. So then, so we've got that. Now, the biggest concern, obviously, is the boost. Well, they took away, the boost 1, boost 2. They took it down to 1 boost. All right. Each boost costs 7 marks, and they last for 60 days now. All right. That, again, I mean, you can pay your rent on your mainframe just by running the vault and have lots of marks left over. I mean, you figure, okay, you've got 5 boosts at 35 marks total. All right. Then you've got your mainframe, or I'm sorry, your utility belt at 10 marks for both slots. All right. That's 45 marks. All right. You earned 60 marks by running the vault. All right. So you've got 15 marks left over. Okay. Now I know the other big concern is the style vendor. All right. Well, here's the thing. I understand, people wanting to complete their styles out of the style vendor. I mean, I don't have that issue. I've completed the styles out on my main. And I understand, people are like, okay, well, that's good for you. You did that on your main on it. I haven't done it yet. I understand that. Well, there's styles that I would like to have from that style vendor on my alts. So I'm sitting here looking at the same, from the same perspective as you guys are in that aspect. And yeah, I mean, and I don't run content as much on my alts as I do on my main. But at the same time, I look at, how I could go about getting those styles. Now, I could keep going back and running the old content, and you can still get those styles, and you don't have to pay marks towards it. Yeah, you don't earn marks in that content. Yes, I understand that. But you can still earn, you can still, up the chance, of course, you can still get that style drop that you need to complete that style out. So, I mean, and then, I don't really see what the issue is here with not being able to earn marks in old content that, you are not, able to earn marks in anymore. I honestly don't, because we would have been in the same position now as we were before. Okay, they've made the mainframe is a lot easier to maintain now. I mean, as I just illustrated, I mean, 60 marks in 60 days. All right, running the vault if you run it every day. All right, I mean, you're going to have plenty of marks to pay your rent. Not to mention the fact that you are going to be able to get geared up. I mean, because I knew about this. All right, and granted, this is from my perspective and everything like that. Because I knew about this update. Because I was paying attention to what was going on with it. I prepared myself. And I will take some responsibility for the fact that I have not been posting videos very much to let you all know. Basically, make sure the word was spread about this. I need to get back into posting videos more. I'll admit it. But I mean, I got myself prepared for this. I mean, I made sure I was capped out on Fury before this DLC dropped, before the update dropped, and I made sure that my Promethean lockboxes, I started saving them up about 15 days before the update dropped. So I'm sitting right now on 4 pieces of vendor gear, and that's with me only resetting one of the raids like 3 or 4 times. I've just been doing the daily content, and reset the raid of the new one of the raids a few times, and I mean, I like I said, I was prepared for this. I was prepared for this. Plus, not to mention the fact I got really lucky with my rent coming due like on my mainframe like 2 minutes before the update dropped. So um, I got really lucky with that. But to sit there and say that I mean it's going to be impossible to maintain your mainframes and maintain your utility belts and everything, like pay your rent. I mean, it's not. It's really not. Even with just this one episode for us to earn marks in, it's not, because I mean, like I said, there's still the vault you can go do, and you can run every day, get one mark, and you're good to go. Then you get marks from your lock boxes and stuff. I mean, it's not going to be that as difficult. Now, the other issue that I know people are having is with, I'm bored now. I'm bored now. There's nothing else for me to do. There's plenty for you to do. There's plenty for you to do. I mean, one individual I was talking to on Twitter even said, he's like, I'm so bored. I've just been leveling my alt. Well, that's fantastic. I mean, that's what alts are for. I mean, alts are there for, like, I've got nothing else to do on my main. Let me go run something on my alt. If you don't want to spend replay badges, that's the perfect way to freaking keep yourself from spending replay badges. Work on your alts a little bit. I mean, I work on my alts on occasion. I have some days I work on. I mean, I had one day where I ran like all the tier 6 alerts, in one day, on like 4 tunes. So it was like. It was ridiculous. Probably not going to do that again for a while, but I mean, that's what ults are there for. I mean, it's for you. You have those moments when you get bored, but you want to keep playing the game, but you have nothing else to do on your main. Go work on an alt a little bit. I mean, it keeps you from spending replay badges, keeps you from buying respect tokens. I mean, honestly, alts are a money saver, folks. Alts are a money saver. So I mean, I know some people don't like to work on alts and everything like that. I do understand that. I mean, there's still PvP in the game. PvP is a lot crisper now. From my experience, I've been PvPing a lot more lately, and all I've noticed is how crisp and clean all the counters are, and the breakouts working better and everything like that. I mean, it's fantastic. But I mean, I mean, I don't want to sit here and say that you guys' concerns aren't unfounded. I mean, me personally, I was trying to advocate for some mark a couple of marks or two or three marks to be put in the monthly reward boxes in the older content. At least just for the raids. Just so people would have a little bit more incentive to go and help go back and run that content, or help out people in the older raids and everything like that. I mean I was trying to advocate that, and that's something that they could still possibly introduce. The thing is, I mean, just the current system they have right now, though, I mean, it's here to stay. It's not going to go anywhere. Simply because I mean the Triumph was getting bloated. The Marks of Triumph was getting bloated, and there was just no way in the world they were going to keep on that. I mean, this one mark system, it was going to happen eventually, and it just turned out it had to happen now. I mean, could you imagine how many Marks of Triumph we would be earning in tier 6? I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, I was already at the point, I mean, where, I didn't have to run any tier 5 to earn, rent, because I was earning marks just running, the daily, tier 6 content, a few here and there, and just buying, conversion tokens for my Fury. So, I mean, and I had, I was capped out on Triumph and Fury when the update dropped, and I still had about 10 times Fury tokens. So it was, I mean, it had to happen. I understand there's a lot of frustration out there and everything like that, but it's not. The thing is, folks, all right, when we get the next episode, out, it's going to be Marks of Victory. And I know there's, I mean, there's going to be an overlap. Okay, like, they've recently gone back and they've changed the CR requirements for earning marks and all that to where there's an overlap leading all the way up except for tier 6. I'm almost positive that there's going to end up being an overlap for the tier 7 because, I mean, they're going to want us to be able to, still be able to go back and play in, Halls of Power 2. I'm pretty sure that, the CR is going to, not go up significantly as high, higher than 125. I see us maybe having a max CR of 135, and that's a max. By the time they are done with the tier 7 content, so I mean, it's we're going to be able to earn Marks of Victory in Halls of Power 2. Whatever the episode is they put out in August, I believe it's going to be this bombshells thing. So I mean, it's we're going to be able to earn those marks on it, and then you'll be able to farm content, and go back and work on your style vendors and everything like that. But I mean, this would have been the same way. Again, I'm going to say this again. It would have been the same way, same thing if they hadn't changed the system. All right. I mean, I hope that clarifies some things for you guys and all. I hope some especially talking about running the vault and everything like that. 60 days is plenty of time for you to earn enough marks. Just running the vault to pay your rent. So I mean, I'm hoping that satisfies helps you guys out. Actually, it's going to be like 20 marks for across 60 days for your utility belt. I just realized that. But still, I mean, that leaves you 5 extra marks. I mean, you can run the vault and pay all of your rent for 60 days, but you have 5 marks left over. I mean, it's not that much of a tragedy, folks. It really isn't. Really isn't. But I am interested in discussing this more with you guys. So please, by all means, if you have any comments and all that you want to make and everything like that, please leave them in the comment section below. I will be more than willing and happy to join you in that conversation right there. Let me know what you guys think of the video. If you liked it, please do so by giving it a thumbs up. And if you guys haven't done so already, please subscribe. Until next time, though, you guys all take care. Bye.